take the hit, take the hit, take the hit. Welcome back to FPL Take the Hit. You're here with Mick and Joff, and what you're about to watch and listen to is our podcast, which we actually do every single week. It's on Spotify and Soundcloud and all that, but we thought, why not put it on YouTube? So we recorded it for all you YouTube watchers out there, basically just to see if you like it, if you enjoy it, if something you enjoy, let us know in the comments below. But Joffy, nothing's going to change though with our regular YouTube content.
Exactly right. So the Hit Squad will continue. It'll probably be out within the next hours or day, who knows. And the Game Week preview, exactly the same thing. The show goes on as usual. Plus, maybe we do this weekly as well. Maybe we just pop these up as well as the other ones. Just, let us know what you think, and we will, we'll go with the flow, whatever's going.
That's it, mate. So it's basically just a live stream, long play version of what we usually do. It's about a 50-minute video, usually between 40 and 50 minutes is usually how long the podcast lasts for. We just touch on all sorts of things. Like this week, a big hot topic that we spoke about was talking about, we went real deep on Harry Kane, if he's the real deal, or maybe Rashford's the real deal. And then we look at some top transfers in for players you want to bring in. So a really long chat about FPL for Game Week 17, mate. So no, it was a great listen. So hopefully you enjoy it, guys, and let us know. Welcome back to FPL Take the Hit. You're here with Mick and Joff. We are looking towards Game Week 17. We are recording this on the morning of the Champions League games. Game Week 16 is behind us, Joff. It's been a crazy week in FPL, hasn't it? I mean, we've had 3 quick fire game weeks, mate. It's been. Have you been hanging in there, Joff? Have you been holding on tight?
Oh, I love it, man. I love it when they come in thick and fast, man. That's the best time of the season. That's why Christmas time is always such a great time for FPL. So, pumped, man, pumped. And it's easier to be patient when there's quick fire and game weeks in between, because you're like, I'll hold the transfer. You haven't got the whole week to think about it. You just got 3 days. You're like, I'll just hold this week, or just make the one move. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you get tempted. You're like, it's been 4 days, man. I got to make that move.
It's like an addiction. Gotta take that hit.
Man. That's the way I play this bloody game, man. It's all about taking that hit.
You gotta cure that addiction, man. I've held a transfer the last 3 weeks, Joe. That's
Damn.
right. That's called patience, mate. Called patience.
Hey, I've got
this
patience.
week. I don't even know what to do. I'm just like, man, I just gotta keep holding. I wish I could, if I could bulk up on my held transfers. I'd have a wild card in 5 weeks. You know what I mean? I just bulk hold up on my 5 transfers, man. I'll do it. Let me do it. FPL. This is going out to FPL out there. Let me do it.
Oh shit! They're like, sorry, buddy, not on. How'd you go on Game Week 16 anyway, mate?
Game Week 16 is another good game week for me, mate. I'm just rising. I just keep rising, man. It's I'm up to 40k in the world, Job. My best rank. I'm going to keep saying that every week because I'm only going to keep rising. My best rank so far this season. I got 74 points, so another 70 plus week for me, mate.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Loving it. Gazaniga finally came in, got me 8 points. I think he's definitely someone you can actually look at now in goals. He actually got a price increase. He's gone up 0.2 since I own him. So now all of a sudden I have the flexibility of moving Gazaniga to anyone I want, but I want to keep Gazaniga because Spurs have decent fixtures and Mourinho should keep some clean sheets. But I had the fortune of Kelly coming on as my first substitute. I put him as my first substitute. It was my only transfer of the week, which it felt like to me such a nothing transfer, moving Rico to Kelly. I just thought, there's nothing else to do, so I may as well do it. But it turned out to be an absolute stroke of genius, mate, because Kelly came off the bench for Mane, got me 8 points, so pretty happy about that. Had De Bruyne getting a lazy 1 point, but I won't talk about him. Talking about Maddison, Joff. Maddison looked dynamite in that game. 9 points, 2 assists, could have had 3 or 4. Especially with that Soyuncu one late on in that game.
Yeah,
that was
true.
That was crazy. Had Sonny Boy coming in again. That solo goal. Wow. He just cut through that Burnley defense like butter. Disgusting defense, Burnley, by the way. I don't know. If I had Nick Pope in goal right now, I'd be quite scared.
Yeah, he got 0, didn't he? No, it was a crazy game. Spurs just bloody exploded, let's be honest. Mourinho finally got what he wanted out of the boys.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So 12 points there from Sonny Boy. Obviously had Vardy up front, captain, and Jimenez getting an assist. So, yeah, mate, great 74 points. I'm up to 11 points behind you now, mate. So how'd you get on?
Yeah, no, I'm happy, man. I've just been around this 20 20, like it's like been 10 to 25k rank for like the whole season. It's been great. It's been fun, and I'm still there. I think within the last 3 weeks I've literally gone up and down 1k or whatever. Like what I got the exact same points the previous 2 game weeks, which is crazy. I don't think it's ever happened. Anyway, I got 64 this week, and yeah, I'm at 25k now. Yeah, Vardy with the captain, Ingsy again with the business, 8 points. Salah.
I'm getting sick and tired of this story. The paper mache Ings, mate. He's what's happened to
beast,
bloody
his
hamstrings, mate? His hamstrings are holding this season.
No, man, Ingsy's the business. He's the businessman of Southampton. He just has to rock up and he scores, man. Just stay on the pitch, baby. Just stay on the pitch. Don't get injured. Man. And yeah, so Salah as well did the business well. 13 points for Liverpool, which was lovely. Obviously, Mane blanking brought Cantwell on for me, which I was spewing because I had Kelly's second sub. Damn it. But yeah, no, I'm happy, man. I'm happy with this team, and onward and upward. We keep on chasing them green arrows.
Well, that's good to know. So 11 points gets me about 20k in rank. So I always look at your team because you're ahead of me, and I kind of work out the point difference. So it's still very
close,
tight,
man.
Isn't it? Very tight.
All close. It's like, I think we've seen it before from someone that's in the top 5k. It's only like 20 points, you know. So all you need is you get a random differential captain, which at the moment it doesn't really happen because Vardy's being captained by everybody. Let's be honest, the guy's just in ridiculous form. But it's actually insane. It's so tight at the top. It's so tight, I'm sure, the whole way through. It just shows that not every point counts, but it kind of does, you know.
Yeah, absolutely right, mate. Oh, very good, mate. Well, we're doing very well this season. I'm really happy to be this highly ranked at this part of the season, because I mean we're really not in the business part of the season even yet. You know, it's good to be in this part. I always find around Christmas time there's a kind of a lull period where the teams are all pretty much settled. You know, most people have used their wild cards, and we're all got this, you know, a pretty settled lineup. A few differentials here and there, but you're pretty settled. And I mean, the thing is, we don't always have this luxury of a basically a, you know, set and forget captain choice though. So I mean, that's what Vardy's done so far this season. I mean, I think I've captained him 5 weeks running, and he's delivered every week.
Yeah, he just keeps scoring goals, and if you're not captaining him, you might be punishing you, you know. So it's he's got Norwich at home this week. It's amazing. He's in ridiculous form, man. Explosion.
Yeah, another striker that's in ridiculous form though. Harry Kane, Joff. Harry Kane. Now, he's only picked up 4 in the last game. What do you think? I'm going to leave it to you, mate. What do you think about Harry Kane? Do you think this was a flash in the pan?
Nah, I love the guy. I think he's great, but it's just something that they got to work towards as this team. I think that he's not in amazing form. Let's be honest. I mean, he got the points last week. It was like a hat trick. He got 16 points. So I think he's in good form. Yeah, but you need to do it a couple of weeks, week after week. I wouldn't be like, taking a hit to bring in Harry this week with the strikers that you've got, most likely Jimenez, Ings, Abraham or Vardy to cut up your team to get in Kane. Unless you got, and then again, even Orba got great points as well. So it's he's got to prove himself a bit more. But I love Harry, man. I think that the guy's an absolute beast, and they've got Wolves away, Chelsea at home. So those two might be a bit tricky. But after that, it's kind of it's sunny. It's sunny and 25 degrees Celsius. So you might be able maybe then.
Yeah, I'm steering clear of Kane. I still think that Son and Ali are better options personally in that Spurs team, but I mean there are going to be people out there that do go for Mr. Sir Harold, and I think he's a tasty differential option if that's the way you like to play the game, but not for me personally, not for me. But I think another definitely someone we have to think about is Mr. Rashford, Joff. Mr. Rashford, he's looking the business.
Man, this is out of control now. He's actually. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this so soon, because he's someone that he's playing the focal point striker, and he's obviously taken a lot of criticism, and it's strengthened him, and he's in a patch, isn't he? He's in a purple patch. He's got his confidence up. Man United get penalties for a laugh. Let's be honest. Ferguson kind of instilled that into referees' heads back in the day, and it's still happening. 5, 11, 5, 13, and 9 in his last 5 weeks. He's in great form, and I'm looking at him, but I just love my striker, so I don't know what to do there. You know, what do you do?
I know it's so hard to get Rashford in. I want him as well, but I mean, the thing is, the only question I'm asking is, if I had the money, would I move Jimenez to Rashford right now? That's the question. That's the question, Joff. Do I take the red pill or the blue? I don't know. I can't decide on that answer. I'm happy that I'm not in the situation to be able to do that, because I'd be literally just racking my brain. I'd be in a rocking chair, just rocking back and forth. Jimenez or Rashford. But I don't have that. But there are going to be some managers out there that do have that situation. And for those managers that have the money for Rashford, I say buy him. I mean, he's literally he's one goal attempt behind Jimenez in the last 4 game weeks, and he's equal on with Jimenez for shots on target, which is the second in the league. Everyone's behind Vardy. Vardy has the best stats in the league in the last 4 game weeks. So his stats are there. The fixtures there for United as well. It's all marrying up, Joff. It's hard. It's a hard case to fight against.
Yeah, you just know that he's going to start as well. He's on pens. He's that focal point. Even though like Marshall's in and out of the team with injuries, but regardless, he's just with the run of fixtures that they've got: Everton, Watford, Newcastle, and Burnley. And compared to Jimenez, if you want, obviously they've got Tottenham, Norwich, City, and Liverpool. So it's obviously in Rashford's favour. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's just probably food for thought for people out there anyway.
No, definitely, mate. Well, we can't go any further without talking about that Sun Solo goal, John. I brought it up a little bit earlier, but that was disgusting. That was just disgraceful. He just put them to the absolute sword, man. What were these Burnley defenders? They're throwing a tackle, mate. Take him out. Like, what are they thinking?
Oh man, it was a nice slalom run. It's an old-fashioned bloody FIFA run or Pro Evo run. He just kind of everyone's just throwing themselves in, and he's just walloping around, and then he did the business. Nah, good on Son. He's in amazing form as well. 13, 10, 2, and 12 in his last 4. So someone you got to look at if you don't own him. And who knows? There's a lot of players in really good form at the moment. It's coming to that time of the season where there's a great bunch of choices. There's so much. The thing is that there's out of the 7 players. Of your 7 attacking players, there's like 10 you can choose from that are in really good form. So, yeah, or even more than 10. You know what I mean? It's we're being spoiled at the moment. I feel like in the past when there was Fabregas, Ronaldo, Lampard, when there was these players, it was just we were spoiled back then. There was just so much. It was like an avalanche of talent, of points being coming in. So, good on FPL. I'm good on EPL for bloody giving us this bit of excess spoilage.
Definitely, mate. All right, well, we're going to go to the sad part of the podcast, and that is when Chelsea lose. So my boys in blue, they coughed up 3 disgraceful goals. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, man. Oh, what happened? Kurt Zuma and Christensen, that's what happened, man. Well, you don't pair those 2 in central defence. They can't defend. It was just terrible, absolutely terrible. Lampard, I mean, even Lampard said after the game in his presser that he was pretty much ashamed of what they gave up in that game. But I mean, who knows? Maybe it's the new manager bounce. Big Dunk and Ferguson, mate. I mean, people out there that have been playing this game for a while, obviously, aside from Everton fans who would know who Duncan Ferguson is, this guy was a defensive midfielder that played for Everton, 10 years ago? I'm not sure how long ago it was.
Probably more, yeah.
Yeah. And what did he used to do, Job? He used to rock up, do nothing, get 3 bonuses.
Was Duncan one of those guys as well? I don't bloody remember. Was he one of those defensive mids back in the day when the bonus point system was just... It was actually better back then, man. I loved that.
Man in the stands. Remember the man in the stands? That was the best.
Man, that was great. Essien getting 3 bonuses every week. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's what Big Dunk does. So I was impressed by this performance from Everton. Obviously, it's completely turned around from what Marco Silva had them doing. But, Big Dunk just decided, you know what? I'm going to be Big Dunk and I'm going to go 4-4-2. And it worked.
Standard.
Calvert-Lewin had help from Richarlison. They're both helping each other. And they caused Chelsea heaps of freaking problems. So I don't know. I'm not sure if this is another flash in the pan for Everton or if it's something to look forward to.
Well, Everton, obviously, I don't know if this manager bounce kind of makes us look at a few of their players. Like, Digne is someone that we obviously haven't looked at in a while. And but Richarlison, he's got 4 goals in his last 5 games. He's looking good. He's scored 3 on the bounce. So Richarlison's someone to look at, even though they've got United away and then Arsenal at home. Arsenal at home, probably that's like a tasty fixture, to be honest. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Richarlison could be one to watch anyway.
Yep. No, nice, mate. Nice. Another midfielder, or actually midfielder turned striker to watch is Jota. Jota and Jimenez, Joff. The boys, the wolf pack's back.
Yeah, man. Oh, they're great. They always assist each other. They're in it. They're in it together. I love their attitude. You just watch them play. They don't hog. There's a lot of teams you watch and they just want. Hey,
don't turn your back on the wolf pack.
It's just important to use your team, man. Like I was watching the Champions League highlights this morning as well, and there was a lot of teams that were under pressure and they just were not passing to their teams in a game that's like do or die, and they're going for glory. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, well, I'm 31 these days, and I've always had this attitude of, doesn't matter if when I was 21, like, just pass the ball. Just if someone's in a better position, do it. And that's one thing that Jota and Jimenez do. They use each other, and they just want to get the goal and get the points for us.
Yeah, no, spot on, mate. Spot on. I mean, the thing is about this Yoda brace on the weekend against Brighton, I think it just strengthens Jimenez. And Jimenez I'm pretty sure he's the most sold player in the game so far this week.
Oh wow!
Which seems kind of ludicrous, but I get it in the essence that there's a lot of strikers out there. People want there you go. Rashford's the most bought in player. 260,000 people brought him in. Jimenez has been sold by 137,000 of them. So. Shit. He's the third most sold player. We're behind De Bruyne and Sterling. De Bruyne and Sterling, now people selling City assets. So, I mean, it makes sense. People are selling Jimenez for Rashford, literally just something we just spoke about. But I think it's a little bit of fool's gold because Jimenez is going to keep banging in the points. Doesn't matter. They thrive. Wolves are a good team. They thrive in hard fixtures. We saw that last season.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I love Jimenez. I'm a big fan, and they've proved themselves. There's nothing else to say. They've proved themselves, and, beware if you sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Another promoted team, Joff, Sheffield United. They're starting to come a little bit undone defensively.
Yeah, a couple of games that they've conceded, but I think it's fixture pile up all of a sudden. It's high intensity, the Premier League, man. It's so different to the Championship. Even though in the Championship there's more games, but it's good. We're going to see what they've got in the next few games anyway. They've still got really good fixtures. They've got Villa at home, Brighton away, Watford at home. So these next three are going to be important for them to continue this charge because they wouldn't expect. This is uncharted waters, man. Look where they are on the table. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see how. Hopefully they can keep it together. But at the end of the day, besides Lundstrom not doing anything last couple of weeks, the other couple of defenders at the back did the business. So if you own,
did you see that Baldock goal?
What a goal!
That was just absolutely insane. That was a striker. I'm like, who is this guy? Who's this new striker that Sheffield signed? No. That was Baldock. He's a defender. But the way he took that goal, loved it. Absolute masterclass from Baldock.
14 points he got as well.
I know, crazy. But I mean, Lundstrom did have a goal ruled out that game as well. So remember, don't forget about that one.
True.
And there was an assist that was barely missed as well. So Lundstrom's still a must-own for me, even though Sheffield they've been doing it a bit tough. But what about Zaha, Joff? Let's talk about Zaha for a minute.
I don't want to talk about Zaha, man. I don't want to talk about it. No, this one here was a bit, I didn't expect this. Away to Watford. He's away. That's what I got. I got him in my team from his away form. And, to not profit on that, on a Watford team, 0-0, really? And Watford looked good, man. Like, Guida had a great game. He killed it. So, obviously, Zaha's still got some nice blue sky fixtures. But, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where if you wanted to jump off, for someone that you could kind of do for a free transfer, Madison or something like that. Yeah, why not? But you still beware because Brighton at home's. I'm hoping he gets some return here. He's got it now. Like surely he gets a return in this game. I'm expecting it anyway.
He's a streaky player though, Zaha. That's why I don't like to own him personally. But I don't know. I still don't believe in this Palace team. They just struggle to score goals. So the defense, however, I have total belief in them. 3 clean sheets on the bounce. I can probably see another one here coming against. Brighton, so
yeah, for sure.
That part I can see, but I think Zaha he's pretty much he's replaced Yarmolenko as that player you got to get rid of now. Personally, I mean, everyone was big on Yarmolenko, and now they've all love him.
But Zaha's proven. Yarmolenko hasn't really proved himself in the Premier League per se. I mean, he's done the business a couple of times. Zaha, I feel like because you don't own him, you're bloody heavily against him, and a lot of people transferred him in. But
I could easily own him. I could bring him in right now. But
but I'm just saying, as in like. You shouldn't be, if you brought him in, you don't want to take him out. Like, look at that run of fixtures. You at least give him to the Southampton game because by that time it's 4 games away. Just looking at the fixtures, but Brighton at home, Newcastle away, West Ham at home, Southampton away, Norwich away, and then you get rid of him after that. So it's next year, so see you later, Mr. Zaha, because then they've got some tough fixtures. But I don't know, man. I still believe. I still think that. There's a few penalties to win for Milivojevic to score and a few streaky runs because he proved himself last season, man. The guy was in ridiculous form last season, So
we'll touch on Zaha. I'm going to touch Zaha. Like I love that guy's hair, man. I'm going to touch him every week, man. I'm going to keep touching Zaha, Job. So we'll check this spot next week, man. We'll be talking about Zaha. Don't you worry. Another guy we're going to be talking about is Mr. Ings, Job. I can't believe what Danny Ings is doing. I'm still beside myself. Every week, he can't stop scoring.
5 and 5. Yeah, I love that he got 5 and 5, and he's just no assists, just bonuses, man. So he's got a 7, 6, 9, 9, and 8. So this is I'm wrapped, man. I literally put him in my team to kind of challenge your Jimenez points because you had Jimenez and I didn't, and it's worked out even better. And even though I had to get rid of Tammy Abraham to bring in Jimenez, but I want Tammy back, by the way. But yeah, Ingsy's just far out, man. He actually, all of these game weeks as well, he could have had more. He doesn't have many chances. He doesn't assist many, but they're big like opportunities. It's like other teams play Southampton and like, you know what, just let him have a go. You know what I mean? Like I remember when we used to play soccer. I don't know if you remember. We used to play indoor soccer and indoor football, whatever you want to call it. And one of our goalkeeper, I used to let them shoot at him because I loved our goalkeeper. He was a gun. I was like, yeah, just let him shoot. It's a tight angle. It's like what they do here. It's just like, yeah, let him shoot, man. This shit, you know what I mean? Like, and then Ings just keeps scoring.
Well, he's single-handedly keeping Southampton in the equation, which is just inside relegation at the moment, but man, so good on Ingsy. He's literally the most informed striker behind Jamie Vardy, and obviously Maddison, Joff. Like this game from Maddison, yeah. I mean, he's just had 2 blanks on the bounce, but that game from Maddison, it just showed me that I can't take him out. Yeah. I mean, sorry, last week he got a 10-point, got that late goal where I thought he was blanking, but then 2 assists and just created so much in that game. So, I mean, he's obviously the one to own if you want a midfielder from Leicester. He's proved that over Tillman. Sure. Tillman's been blanking like crazy lately. So, big. I was very excited with Maddison. I mean, this Norwich fixture this week, it's just going to be another bloodbath. It looks like. I mean, this Leicester team is just insane. They look better than when they won the league. Obviously, they're not going to win the league this season, but they look amazing.
I don't know about look better, but they look amazing. They look, if not the same, because you got to understand, they had Mahrez back then, man, and Mahrez he's informed. He's a much better player for me personally than Maddison. Yeah, maybe in the future Maddison will rectify that, but right now, like Mahrez back then was amazing, and Maddison's doing the business. He's getting the job done. He's got help at the end of the day. Mahrez and Vardy didn't have much help back then, like all Brighton and shit, you know. Like, but now then he drink water. Now Maddison's got he's got Tillemans to help. He's got Perez, he's got Harvey Barnes, like Inacho off the bench. Like they've got a great squad, and it's exciting what's happening at Leicester. And there's so many players to look at. I mean, Tillemans had a few quiet weeks, so maybe not him, and even Perez had a bit of a quiet one. But I think Maddison's he's someone that I'm definitely looking at. But yeah, I can't squeeze him in at the moment.
Well, you could squeeze him in, Joff, if you were to sell one of your City assets, namely KDB. So people are selling City assets, mate. They're the most owned sold players. Did I get that right?
Yes, nearly. Close enough.
Sterling and KDB have both been sold by over 150,000 managers this week. So people are bailing on City. I, for one, think you're crazy. Yo, mad. City going to come back. Man, they literally won the title last season. They ain't just going to fall off. Guardiola's still at the helm. They ain't going nowhere. So I think holding on to a City asset is going to be kind of a differential thing to do because people are going to sell en masse after this United loss.
Yeah.
And you watch this Arsenal game. You watch them just put Arsenal to the proverbial sword. And people are going to miss out on these points from these City assets because they're going to be gone. But I think holding one City asset is paramount, personally, in my opinion. Sterling, I think, is overpriced. We decided that a while ago. But KDB is still 10 million, man. He's still just over 10 million. So I don't know, man. I'm a bit worried for the City deserters.
Yeah, here we go. You want some fun facts? Here's some fun facts for you. So the last 5 times that City has played Arsenal, they've scored at least 2 goals in all those games. They've scored 3 goals in 4 of those games, and they've only conceded 2. So what is that? 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14 goals for and 2 against in the last 5 game weeks. Last 5 games against City versus Arsenal. So man, there could be some sort of explosion here as well, and I think you could be right, man. There could be a shift for that City kind of love to come back because you're right, it's disappearing because I mean they're not necessarily doing the business. The value isn't really coming into it with someone like Sterling, for example. But I mean, I'm with you. KDB, he's in too much form to just drop off. You can't get rid of KDB, especially he's assisting. He's getting into great positions. He's assisting his teammates getting into great positions. You can't get rid of him. Not for me. You can't. Sorry.
Yeah, people, everyone out there that is selling KDB this week, I just want to lay some stats on you, just real quick. He's had the most chances created in the last 4 game weeks, 17, which is 5 more than the closest rival, Madison, who's on 13. He's had 16 goal attempts, the most of any midfielder in the last 4. Uh, that's it. That's all you need from your midfielder to do, to create chances and have shots. That's it. No one even gets close to him in the last 4 game weeks. So I don't know, man. It's a little bit weird for me. I mean, I get it. The fixtures are tough. The form's not there, but form is only going to happen for a small time. Whereas KDB is an absolute genius.
I love the depth, the closeness there. That was beautiful.
That's it. It's so simple. You know what I mean?
Anyway. Form is temporary, class is permanent. KDB is always in form at the end of the day.
So I feel sorry for all you that don't own KDB this week. Good luck to you. Good luck to y'all, mate. What about game week 18, Joff? It's rolling. It's coming around the corner. And what's happening in game week 18? That's right, blank fixture. It's only one blank fixture, however. So those of you out there with 3 Liverpool assets and 3 West Ham assets, I'd leave my team. But otherwise, people out there, I mean, it's more likely that you have 3 Liverpool assets. That's where I'm going to start this conversation off with. What do you do, Joff? What do you do if you have 3 Liverpool assets? Game week 18 rolls around. You got to use your entire bench. You got to hope that your bench is just solid to be able to make up for this, 3 missed players.
Or you can take 1 out at the end of the day. Or honestly, you could probably even take 2 out if you really needed to. Like I'm talking about desperate panic stations. Like you haven't looked at it or you've started looking at it right now. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like you won't lose much value on if you've got Salah, to be honest. And TAA, you might lose 0.2 or some shit. Like it's all like Mane you keep. Mane's form is ridiculous. Even though Salah's getting back to some ridiculous form, he looked amazing in the Champions League, and he also scored last week. But I don't know. It's not the end of the world. It's just look ahead. It's just like right now, look at it like okay. Or maybe I'll take out if you've got TAA at the back, and I'll bring in someone else. But at the end of the day, I'd suggest. Hopefully, if you've got 3, you take out the weaker link. Do you know what I mean? And you keep TAA, you keep Mane, you get rid of the weaker third one. Do you know what I mean? Unless it's Salah, then you're in a pickle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going into this with 2 Liverpool assets, and it's TAA and Mane, which I think a lot of people out there will have those 2.
Yeah, so you can keep it.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm going to literally, my bench is set for Game Week 18. I've been making transfers over the last few weeks so that my bench for Game Week 18 will be Kelly. Kelly will be playing. He'll be playing against... Let's have a look who he's playing. I know it's a decent fixture. Kelly's playing away to Newcastle. That's decent. And now I've got this week and next week and 3 transfers in those 2 weeks to make whatever other move or whoever else I want to play. At the moment, it's Gilbert, who's playing at home to Southampton, who's a good fixture. But I might move him on to someone else. I'm not sure who yet, but depending on what happens. But that's the thing. If you've got decent, defenders, and you've got so much choice at the moment, so much value where you can get a cheap defender in who can literally cover Mane or TAA or Salah, whoever you got, for that 1 week, and then they're back in Game Week 19. So it's no big deal. There's going to be a lot of people that sell them, and then you're going to struggle to bring them back, or you're going to waste a transfer bringing them back.
Yeah, true.
Personally, I don't think it's worth it as long as your bench can cover that player.
You're right. If you got the capable bench, there's no need to sell. Especially if you've got 2 Liverpool assets, there's no need to sell. If you've got 3 and you've got someone that's not playing on your bench or whatever, if it's a free transfer, or even if you plan this week, you hold this week, you got 2 freebies, you can, you know what I mean? Like you can go Salah to Son and then bring him back if you want or whatever. I do that crazy shit. That's the way I've always played this game, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But at the end of the day, Salah, for me personally, because I've got TAA, Salah and Mane, and what I'm looking at this game week is I could probably just bench Salah, Mane and TAA because I've got a decent bench, but maybe I want to take Salah out and bring in Son, even though they've got Chelsea at home. But I don't know, there's just you could do a move that's just like a bit dangerous, but at the end of the day, Liverpool's got Leicester away in the next game week, in game week 19, so hey, at the end of the day, just kind of play it by ear and see how you go.
Yeah, that's true. They got a couple of toughies after that. All right, Joff, well, why don't we have a look at our hit squad from game week 16, mate?
All right, so hold on 1 second, I'll just bring it up. But we had a really good week. Roughly 62 points, which was a great shout. That's what we want. This is the kind of points that we want. We want to predict. We want to get up and above the average. That's what our goal is.
Well above average.
Yeah, but
well.
So what do we have? We had basically Gazaniga in goal with Aurea. So we got the clean sheets there perfectly. Well, unfortunately, we had Mane. We had Son do the business. Vardy captain obviously did the job, and yeah, we had a few blankers in there as well. But it was overall, it was a positive outcome, and there's plenty more to come. Don't you worry about that. Game week 17 hit squad is going to be bigger and better.
Yeah, excellent, mate. So if you do want to check out our hit squad on YouTube, just head over to YouTube. FPL take their hit, and that hit squad will be up usually on a Thursday or a Friday. We get that one up, so it'll be another tasty one there. Just a whole bunch of our top picks basically for the week. We look forward to that. We put that one out every week. All right, mate. Well, let's have a look at our top transfers in for this game week, Joff. I'm gonna jump in first, mate.
Hit me.
I'm gonna go with Jack Grealish. I think Jackie Boy. He's going to be on everyone's mind in game week 18 because the fixtures for Aston Villa get super juicy in game week 18. They got Southampton and then Norwich and then Watford, which is the 3 poorest teams in the league. So some really juicy fixtures there. But I mean, aside from that, Grealish has been putting in the numbers, man. He's been doing the business. He's had 11 chances created, and he's also had 10 shots in the box in the last 4 game weeks, which is a midfield high of any midfielder in the game. So Jackie Boy Grealish, mate, he's putting in, he's doing the business, and I can see him just only continuing to do the business over this nice easy patch of fixtures, mate. Who you got for a nice player to bring in this week?
Yeah, not a bad shout there, Mr. Grealish. No, I got Rashford, man. I just nice and just simple, keeping it simple for you. 9 points and 13 points in his last 3 goals. Yeah, that just sums it up. Even though he got basically, he's just been in amazing form. It's someone that to score this freely in this United team that's been so constricted. That's enough for me. It's to be like, okay, this guy's got to be looked at, because once United start to actually hit a bit of form and start to score a bit more freely, because you feel like it's only a matter of time. It's something that United has got this kind of this hype and all the fans and all the buzz, all the electricity around that involves United. It's just, and all of a sudden they've got some form, they've got some teams to play. So they've got Everton at home, Watford away, Newcastle at home, Burnley away. So this is some form fixtures right now coming into Christmas. Rashford starting, man, I want him. I do.
Yep, no, you're tempting me, man. I'm looking at my team right now, and I just want to click the button. All I have to do is take out Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Rashford comes in. But
maybe, hey, you never know.
Oh, I reckon that's something you might actually be looking at doing. All right, man, let's move on to our captain choices and transfers for the week. I'm just going to go with the standard guy, Jamie Vardy, captain him against Norwich, maybe triple captain him, whatever you want to do. It's Norwich at home. I think those out there that do triple captain him this week, just do it with a pinch of salt, only because always happens whenever form and fixtures seem to collide, some shit happens. I don't know what it is. It's like when the worlds collide, all of a sudden, something goes wrong. Jamie Vardy, doesn't score a goal. I don't know. It shouldn't happen this week though, because I'm going to captain Jamie Vardy. But who you got for captaincy job aside from Jamie Vardy?
It's Jamie Vardy, let's be honest. But aside from Jamie Vardy, one of the 2 Liverpool players, come on, they've got Watford at home. This is just so tasty. Yeah, if you own Salah, Mane, and TAA like me, then this could be an avalanche of points, because Watford, even though they kept it clean last week, I don't know. I just feel like they could get belted here. It could happen. I'm hoping anyway. So one of either Salah or Mane. Yeah, they're great shouts.
Very nice choices there. I'm a little bit scared of your Salah ownership this week, I must say. All right, mate. Well, let's move on to our transfers for the week. What are you thinking of doing for game week 17, Joffy boy?
Well, obviously with taking my own advice on board, because I own 3 Liverpool assets and I own Salah and Mane, I'm going to definitely hold this week. I'm not going to make a move. So I'm going to have 2 freebies for game week 18 in case I want to move on Salah or TAA, because Mane is in too much form to rid myself of. But yeah, I might keep them both. I'm not too sure. We'll see how we go there. What about yourself, man? What are you looking at?
Well, I've currently got 2 free transfers, so I got to do something. I got to burn one at least, but I don't know what to do with it. Honestly, I'm happy with my team. It's going to be something stupid. Like maybe I'll move Button to Martin, who West Ham's playing keeper. I could possibly do that. Another thing I might do is I might get rid of Gilbert. I wanted to keep Gilbert because Villa's fixtures are really good, but he obviously missed the game because of his 5 yellows, and was it a red or something like that? Anyway, he missed the game, and then the consequent game after it, he didn't play. He got brought on for injury. So I don't know. I'm a little bit worried now about Gilbert's place in the team. So I am looking for replacements. I've got 4.5 to spend, so I might do that. Maybe I might move Gilbert onto someone like, I don't know. You know what I'm thinking? It's a little bit weird, a little bit crazy, but Fernandez from Newcastle?
Hey, why not? Why not?
Like,
It's like a random transfer. Like, how does this even make the air?
He's playing, like, he's played the last, I think, what is it? No, 8 games in a row. He scored 2 goals in those last 8 games, which is, I didn't even know until I started looking at this, someone to replace Gilbert with. And in game week 18, they've got, Palace at home. So, I don't know, man. That could be my move this week. Fernandez. We'll see. It's just a nothing move, but why not?
Good luck, man.
Thank you very much. All right then, man. Let's move on to our leagues. Let's bring up the leagues here. All right, we'll start off with our public league. Not much movement in the public league, besides myself up to 24th in public league. Thank you very much. But the actual movement, we've got FPL Kids staying on top of the league. CP Warriors staying in second. We've got a new third place, though. We've got Sam Oz FPL, fellow Aussie there, who jumped into third place with a whopping 92 points this week. Well done, Sam.
Well done.
Sam Oz FPL, Balloon de Origi. Okay, I think he got it mixed up. I think he put his name in as the wrong thing. So his team name is Balloon de Origi.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I like it.
Not too bad there, Sammy boy. Well done. Moving on to our Patreon league, we've got Return of the Snag still holding on the top spot. But Joffy boy, you closed the gap to 22 points.
Coming for you.
Well done, mate. In second, and I've displaced Hillmount Rovers in third spot. Only 11 points behind my brother.
Welcome. Keep chasing her. Just keep chasing them green arrows, mate.
Somebody stop me. All right, Jovi, why don't you take us through to our private Patreon league?
All right, so on top, we've got Lewis Hughesy as well. He's on top of everything. Want to touch my tip. 908 points. Love that name. 86 points last game week. Wow. Alba Bar in second, 895, and My Little Bowley in third, 879. So well done, boys, for keeping on chasing them green arrows. They're doing well. I can't believe Hughesy. Hughesy is killing it. Good on him.
Yeah, well done, boys. Very, very good scores there. All right, mate. Let's move on to the Undertaker. All right, mate. So we've got a couple of write-ins here for Undertaker this week. No big ones, but got a couple of negative fours here. We've got. Let's kick it off with Dynamite Dons. He's taken a hit this game week. He's taken out Jimenez. Oh, I don't know about that one. Taken out Mount, and he's taken out Robinson. Well, some big moves here, but he had two free transfers. So he's brought in Ings, Ali, and Lundstrom. So, yeah, there's a positive return there for this week. So, no, not too bad. Not too bad, Dynamite Dons. All right, now we've got LFC Forever. He's removed Kane and Richarlison. Kane? That's a bit crazy, considering what Kane just did. And he's brought in Ali and Rashford. Okay.
Yeah, not bad. Right, I see what he's done there. Yeah. Good luck to him as well. These are some risky moves, but they could pay off.
Yeah, you never know. These kind of moves pay off. So thank you for all your Undertakers this week, guys. Let's move on to some questions. All right, Joffy. Once again, I haven't looked at these questions, so we'll just quick fire through these questions.
Love the old random questions.
Kick it from the top, mate. Dynamite Dons. Is Aurea a legit defensive option? Joff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not? Yeah,
I think he is. All right. Oh, man. Cool. Oh, yeah, he told me how to pronounce his name. Coolum. You got to tell me how to pronounce the second part of it, though. Coolum I'm going to say Conahan.
That's so wrong.
What are your contingency plans for game week 18, Liverpool blank? Yeah, we've actually touched on that. Potential replacements for defense, 4 yellows, Rico, Lord Lundstrom, TAA, Baldock, excluding Kelly and Soyuncu. Lord Lundstrom is a clock, TAA and Rico expendable, or do we do anything up in the upfield to move that around? I think definitely Rico is the one to go if you want to get rid of one of your players there, mate. And moving on to someone of equal value, someone like you mentioned Kelly, even Fernandez there. Fernandez could be a little hot pick.
Where did he come from? He's popped up. Fernandez on the radar. He's in like 0.1% of teams and shit.
Another one from LFC Forever. KDB out for a Spurs mid. Rashford and Ings, who to transfer in first? KDB out for a Spurs mid.
No,
I
don't
wish
do it.
there's another way you could do
Don't
it.
do it. Don't do it.
But I mean, at the moment, if you wanted to go KDB to Son, I couldn't fault you in that because Son is looking unplayable at the moment, and the City team's a little bit dire. So I can see the investment there being coming off. But it's such a tricky one. You're taking out a good player for another good player. So
Is that bias though? LFC forever, you know what I mean? Like Man City, LFC, you know, it's just like just get rid of them. They're shit. You know? Is that what's going on here?
Rashford or Ings, who to bring in first? I'm going to say Rashford all day.
Oh, of course, Rashford. I mean, but yeah, if you need a nice budget option there, then Mr. Ings is happy to get you all the 8 to 9 point every week. Hey.
All right, righty. Ian, FPL Strategic. What popular player is most worth a hit to drop? Job?
Most popular player. Say it again.
Yeah, it's a pretty tricky question, really. I think he's what he's saying is, you know, should he take a hit to bring in a popular player? So someone like Rashford or something. I reckon it's worth a hit. Yes.
Vardy's obviously the number one player, or Mane for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Julian, Dread FPL. Can the conditions for a potential triple captain Vardy versus Norwich be any better? It's gonna. I know it's gonna happen. I know. People are just itching. Their trigger fingers just like, oh, triple captain. You have to endorse it this week. I can't say no. I mean, it's probably the best week to do it, but I just got a bad feeling, man. It's gonna backfire. It always seems to backfire, but who knows? He probably score a hat trick, man. But this Norwich team, they have tightened up a little bit of late, so I don't know. I'm a bit scared of people out there that are going to do it. I would hold it for the double game weeks personally.
They've copped 2 in the last 3 game weeks, Norwich. So I mean, and after that, before that, they've copped goals all season. Let's be honest. So I don't know. I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance that he goes absolutely enormous, makes it really worthwhile. But I mean, you know, we talk about double game weeks. We love the double game weeks for this anyway.
All right, that's it for questions, guys. Thank you so much for writing in with all your questions.
Thanks,
it's awesome for that. Hopefully we answered most of them anyway. All right, mate. Well, if you do want to hit us up on Twitter and Instagram, that's where you can send us in all your questions, and we'll get around to as many as we can. But also you can send them in to our Patreon because we have patrons out there. That's right. There's people out there that actually support us for what we do, and we are so thankful for all those guys. Thank you so much, guys. Big shout out to all you guys out there that do like to support us. But another big shout out is the patron questions, Joff. I almost forget these patron questions.
They're so important.
So let's have a chat through the placement for the patron questions. Lewis Hughes, FPL Lewis, one of our production designers. He's everything to us, Lewis. He's going to be back on the pod very soon.
That's good.
Lewis Hughes, he's promised me another guest appearance. So thank you very much, Lewis. He wants to know the best mid-price midfielder for the medium-term hold under 8 million. I'm going to go straight away. Madison or Grealish. Those two are probably your best.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I like that. I think Madison's definitely. He's just such a beautiful price to be owned in this Leicester team that's just doing damage. I'm just going to go just strictly Madison.
Thank you. All right. Sahir wants to know Milivojevic. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that spot on. That's right, Millie. To replace Mason Mount, is it worth it? I'm going to say no. Joff, what do you think?
No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I prefer Zaha, to be honest. They're similarly priced as well, but he hasn't gotten many penalties, have they? They've been really kind of dire of penalties. Zaha hasn't been going down as much, so if he's going to get the penalties, Zaha's going to be getting them. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. If I had to choose a Crystal Palace player, it'd be Zaha, obviously.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from that Crystal Palace attack altogether. Defense, however, go for it. David Para wants to know Ings over Jimenez.
Nah, I mean, own them both. I don't know, man. Jimenez is he's going to give you the 38 game weeks of just solid Jimenez. Solid Jimenez magic. Whereas Ings, like you said, paper mache Ings, man, he might get injured this week. You just never know. I hope we get a full season out of Ings, man, because I don't want to get rid of him. I'm wrapped within my team, but he's just the last few seasons he just gets injured. So I don't know. What about you, man? Same thing, obviously.
Jimenez, That's it. Exec FPL, Salah is back with 18 blank and Leicester away 19, going with no LFC attack for 2 to 3 weeks. Is this a wise move? Maybe to gain Spurs and attacking cover from United. Ooh,
risky business.
You spoke about that briefly. That is a bit of risky business. I'm going to say no. I don't have the cojones for that shit. I'm definitely going to have some Liverpool attack because, I ain't missing that shit. Liverpool are the best team in the league, man. I don't care if it's Leicester. They're gonna probably score, probably beat Leicester. Let's be honest. So I don't care, man. I'm keeping Mane. Mane ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have at least one attacking Liverpool asset,
No, yeah.
at least.
No, definitely. Oh, I think if you own 3, maybe definitely keep 2. You know what I mean? But you can even keep 3. Like I said, it's about the bench.
Exactly right, mate. All right, moving on to Patrick Carney. Why do I not have Cahill's points in? Patrick, it's just Paddy being impatient. He sent this in before the actual the game had updated.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember that actually.
Cahill had came off his bench to get his points, so that's just Paddy being a bit impatient.
You know what,
mate.
it's good.
You gotta wait. FPL Towers, they get there eventually.
It's good awareness though. We tell people once obviously you need once the match day's over, and then maybe even like 3-4 hours after that, and then they'll update the game. It's probably good awareness just to share the love anyway, telling people, because some people are like, when does it happen? Usually it's like, I think it's like 4 hours. Like it's guaranteed should be in 4 hours after the games.
Yeah, after the final game. Yeah, it's exactly right, mate. Well, thank you for that, Patrick Carney, for writing that one in. That was a nice little funny one to finish off our questions. All right, mate, that's our Patreon questions. So if you do want to support the FPL Take the Hit boys, head over to patreon.com. You can head over in there, hit up one of the tiers, and get on the private Slack channel. Great time to be on the private Slack channel because a lot of games coming through. Christmas period's really busy, and we just shoot ideas through each other, and it's all happy days and good fun. Have a good laugh on there as well. Best time to sign up is early in the month, obviously, because you get the whole month for free. You only have to pay after the month. So if it gets to the 29th of December and you're like, nah, I don't want any more, just log off, and then that way you don't have to pay us a cent. But obviously, that's up to you. That's up to your own discretion out there, FPL managers. So thank you very much, guys. And quick shout out to all our Patreon producers, FPL Lewis, Stephen Mozza, FPL Panda, Patrick Carney, and Sahir. Thank you very much, guys,
for
being a part of the Patreon.
That's it.
Quick little plug here for our YouTube as well. We're up to nearly up to 1,200 subscribers on there. So thank you very much to everyone out there that has subscribed.
Thanks,
and if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe. Watch our videos, mate. They're pretty good. All right, mate. Well, that is pretty much it from us, Joff. Been another great pod, mate. Thank you for coming on board and joining me for our Game Week 17 preview.
Pleasure.
Pretty pumped for Game Week 17. People out there, my last little bit of wisdom is hold a transfer this week if you can, because Game Week 18 is going to be a rocky one. Liverpool aren't playing a game.
Yeah, that's it. Especially if you've got an injury as well. I think it's not a bad thing if you don't need to make a move this week. Of all the weeks, leading up to the actual when the next blank game week comes in, it's a great week to just hold anyway.
Beautiful, mate. All right, mate. As we say at FPL, take the hit. Always remember to stay positive.
Keep chasing them green arrows, guys.
Thanks, guys. Ciao.
Take the hit, take the hit.